Good afternoon. I wanted to say a few words today about homelessness and also offer a prayer for the homeless. There's been a lot of talk about cleaning up our cities, and we know that so many cities have a tremendous homeless problem. And it's absolutely true that it's nice to have beautiful cities that are clean and nice. But we also have a tremendous homeless problem. Most people who are homeless, probably all people who are homeless, never wanted to be this way. And this homelessness stretches across many countries also. When you fall into the challenge of homelessness, it's very hard to get out of it. I met a young man one time who was homeless, and I was able to help him get back to regular living, and he was forever grateful. But it took a tremendous impetus and so many prayers. I was at the grocery store today, and I noticed that a box of Quaker oatmeal, which used to be about $2, is now over $8 for Quaker oats. Do you know what that means for families and for people who are trying to make ends meet? It's not just the Quaker oats either, it's the Cheerios and everything else. There are people who just see the homeless as a bother. And yes, a number of them fall into drugs, trying to escape their situation. And it's true that Jesus said, "The poor you shall always have with you." But we also know that Jesus and God gave the saints the way of the poor. Look at Mother Teresa. Look at St. Francis. The vow of poverty was a very strong vow within his order. And so, the reason I'm explaining all this is because there were people in my family who used to say, "It sucks to be you." And that was something that they had learned, an expression they had learned, "Sucks to be you." And what a terrible fallen angel consciousness that is. If there had not been homeless and the suffering among the homeless, or those with very little, Gautama Buddha would have never learned compassion and would have never left the palace. And if you think about Jesus and his disciples, he sent them all out without purse, without anything, from town to town, from city to city. In fact, he said, "The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." Bless you. He said, "The foxes have dens, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." We find money to build walls, which are necessary to some degree, for sure. We find money to build ballrooms. We find money to build all kinds of things. And there are trillions of dollars out there going into weapons of war and the bombing of people. But where are the cities or the encampments truly for the homeless? Where is their refuge? Where is their place to start anew? Where is their place to start? Somebody was saying that a lot of homeless people are children who were in the foster care system who graduated from that foster care system and have nowhere to go. And some we know are trafficked and abused, and others end up homeless. We're in a situation in a society where family bonds are not that strong in many cases, and people don't have a family to go back to necessarily. It's really something to think about. Not everyone on the street is dumb or addicted or drunk. And there are families out there on the streets too. And with the price of oatmeal and everything else going where it's going, there may be a lot more. It's a very unfortunate world where we can spend all of this money creating camps for people in military bases, billions of dollars. But we can't build little pods, little mini homes for homeless people and just give them a new chance at life. Remember Mother Teresa when she picked up the man and said, "At least you will die knowing you were loved," the man on the street. Think of Jesus and his disciples, you who are Christian and who think you're doing the will of God with all of the ostentatiousness of the time, while others go with more and more scarcity or poverty or fear. In the name of the light of God that never fails, I call now to the heart of the Divine Mother, beloved Kuan Yin, beloved Mother Mary, beloved Jesus. Call the heart of the Divine Mother Sophia. I call now for the light of God that never fails to help us to find, not just find a solution to homelessness, because we already have the solutions, but give us that will and that compassion and that determination. Believe you me, if you do not make your ascension and reunite with God at the end of this life permanently, you will have to reincarnate, and God only knows where. And some may be aborted, and some may be homeless, and some may be in the slums. God bless you for understanding. This is not a left-right issue. It's a love your neighbor as yourself and be a good Samaritan issue. Namaste.